Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a ones replay of somebody who's in Diamond 2, one of my friends, Levi, and I'm going to be showing you how to rank up in ones, and be able to get into champ, and just explain, basic concepts, and basic themes and mistakes that players down here make. So let's get into the replay. Start off with the speed flip. So, already it's pretty quick, but one thing to keep note is if you want to be able to counter people that do these fake kickoffs like this, you want to make sure you're paying attention to their name tag. Because if I slow it down here, you want to look at the size of their name tag. If their name tag stays relatively like the same size throughout the whole, kickoff, then you know they're faking it. But if they're getting close to the ball, their name tag will actually get bigger, and that's how you know they're actually going for the ball. So a common mistake I see a lot of people make is that, when the player's moving slow, they'll still just drive up really fast and then turn around like every time. They're making themselves shadow defend. But here, if you just kind of slow down a little bit, see what he does. Look, he already is seeing you coming and he's panicking. And now you're accomplishing the same thing where you're pushing up, but you're not really like throwing yourself at him. And he misses, and then it's an open goal because you're facing the net already. And let's say if he does flick, you're going for the ball slowly, he flicks, and then you can turn around. And now you're accomplishing the same thing, but instead you're actually able to challenge if he misses. And this is a little bit different, but this is kind of what I was just talking about. So you see you're going for the ball. You're not like going too fast at it, like flipping or anything, but you're just kind of going for it, and you see him go, and now you turn because he played it around. But had this guy missed like he just did before this, now you're facing the play, and he misses and you shoot it on net. So you need to be patient. A lot of players, they just want to jump off the backboard really quickly. Right here, you just kind of want to wait a second. Stay on the board, stay on the backboard, see what he does. If he flips, then you challenge it. If you see him, he's starting to fake, then you go down and you go for the fake. But you don't want to just jump off really early, because like a lot of players will be able to outplay this really easy if they see you jump early. You also may not get the best 50 like you did here, and then it's in your half again. So I don't know if you really tried it here. You see you're kind of low on boost and he's turning. You really want to get more power on this. Either you want to hit it over here and grab this big boost, if you can keep the momentum and do that, or here you can play it back into this corner, try to control it, grab the big boost. But you don't want to just get a lazy hit and then hit it right to him, because then he's going to instantly score it onto the net. So you turn too late here. So right here, you see he's already going to the ball. You're just now landing. You want to turn right now. You turn left, because you know he's going to get a hit on the ball. Whereas if you're turning this way and then he hits it and then you turn, when you're on your half and he's about to shoot like this, then you basically give yourself less time to actually be able to get to this ball. If you turn right now, so you're facing this way, he hits it, and now you can already jump up and put it into the corner. And he ends up scoring because of it. So this is very slight, but you'll notice this guy, when you see him land on the outside of the ball, just at this slight second where you kind of see his card come out, you can kind of gauge his distance, and if you look right now, you're actually closer to the ball than him. So instead of flipping so early, just kind of jump, like hop, wait for him to kind of get there, and then you flip into it. Because now if you flip into it, it goes into his corner, you can take the boost and then instantly try to start an attack. So I also see people do this in twos. It's like an awareness of, the danger levels. So at this point, you're at like a major danger level, and you should be trying to get back to this net as quick as possible, because if you look at him, if he gets this ball in time, it's an open net. So but you see your car, you're kind of just slowly driving, even backflip. At this point, right when you grab this right here, instantly you want to speed flip to the net. You want to get there as quick as possible, because you want to be able to get there in time in case he shoots it. Whereas you kind of just drive a little bit and then you accidentally backflip, but you want to be going really quickly here if you can get back. It's a good flick. You end up scoring. This is good. You do want to work on your control though, because look at how long it took you to get the ball set up in a way that you can actually go for a play on it. Like kind of awkward. And you're still kind of on the side of your car. You're still gathering it, and then you flick. You at this point about right here, you should already have the control of the ball. You get the light touch, turn a little bit, and now you should be able to dribble this ball perfectly from all the way over here. So you're kind of already, giving him time to get back by driving all the way this way and then driving back in. Whereas if you go this way, you can go for an air dribble, you can go for a flick, you can play around this guy if he tries to challenge, go in. But you're just giving him too much time to get back here because you're not able to control it in time. This is like an awareness thing, but you always want to be keeping note of small things in the game and just tendencies that the other player has. If you notice, you're actually getting to the ball a lot quicker than him right now. So like I was saying earlier, when this guy's getting to the ball way later than you, you will kind of want to just jump and hold your flip a little bit, and then you flip when you can 50 it. You don't want to flip early, because then you just give him a free hit on the ball because they're getting there later than you. And in reality, you'd probably be smoking this guy on the kickoff, but because you're not really reading him, on his kickoff and how fast he's getting there, you're just losing it. So there's like a little nitpicky thing. At this point right here, you want to turn on ball cam, and you want to be trying to get to these pads. Now, if you have ball cam on, and you see it's like he's starting to rush there, and you can't really get, to this pad and this pad in time, then you want to, grab this and then turn in. But if you have your ball cam on, you see, okay, it's taking a little while, you can grab these line of pads. And they have a little bit more boost, and you're coming in at a better angle to save the ball, rather than being in this way and trying to save it with less boost. Okay, so be patient here. So you land, on the net. Your back post right now, and you see he's turning. You don't want to push up this way, because what a lot of players will, do, whether you're playing a better player and they do it on purpose, or if maybe they just get a decent touchdown here. Well, look at your half. Look at your net right here. Half of your net. Whole back half is open. And you can kind of tell by your body language you're trying to cover this side of the net. So this guy is just going to play it behind you. So maybe he'll cut it this way, and you're already going this way, and he'll put it behind you. Or he'll, shoot it top left, or even like this guy did, he'll play it around like off the backboard, and then just play it around you. But you don't want to rush to the front post here. Just kind of slow down a little bit and see what he does. If you see that he's gonna attempt to take a shot towards this side, you read him early, then you can go for it. You don't want to automatically just go here. Now, one thing I recommend to players, and it didn't really click to me until I started getting a little bit better. You'll probably hear that they say, people say stay grounded in ones, especially if you're trying to rank up. It seems obvious because he messes the mechanic up here, and it goes right back to this guy, and now he can score an open net. But one thing is, a lot of people will go, well, I could just hit the shot, and then it won't be a free attack for him. Yeah, that's true. But also, when you stay on the ground, this guy has way less chances to have a counter attack. It just makes it easier when you're jumping off the ground a lot in ones and not staying grounded. It makes it a lot easier for the other guy to have chances to score, because when you're on the ground, it's easier to keep the ball. If you go on a 50, you get 50. If you want to play it around him, you can play around him. If you get multiple different shots. Whereas when you go off this wall here, it's one thing, just one thing. You only have one thing you can do, in the air, and that's just play the ball in the air. And when you're flying from the air like that, it takes longer for your car to recover, to the ground, and so you're just kind of making it harder on yourself. So here, this was another situation where you're kind of panicking on your backboard. At this point, right on this turn, you go to the backboard. You can kind of just sit, get yourself adjusted a little bit better, because you still have time. Let's got this ball's in the air. Get yourself a little more adjusted. You see he's kind of faking, and then you get yourself in a better position where you can actually flip it out this way and not flip it, with your car awkward, and you can keep your momentum going towards this boost. So once again, you'll see the same thing happen here. So what you'll notice is, and I mentioned this in my last replay review when I was replay reviewing GC 1 and 2s, he's going a little too fast, and then he just instantly turns around. And when you turn around, you're basically telling this guy, okay, I have time on the ball, I can just dribble it or do whatever I want. Whereas when you're facing him, he has to think, okay, this guy could challenge me. He may challenge. And as soon as you turn around, you get rid of like all threats that this guy may have. Whereas if you're facing it, not only can you challenge him, you can also turn around and play defense. So instead here, you just play a little slower, slow down, slow down, slow down. Then this guy, you're facing him and he's thinking from his perspective, this guy may challenge me, and he might want to like just quickly flick the ball around you or something, to which you can just turn and then go for the ball. Or even in this situation, you watch him here, like you stay facing him, stay facing him, and then he drops the ball on the ground. And usually in Diamond, they're not very good at going for solo plays or controlling the ball well, so he just drops it. And if you're facing this play, you can just go for the ball, potentially even just 50 this into his neck because it's wide open. Alright, so a little failed air dribble. Also, you missed shot. Just mechanical things you want to keep practicing. Although at this point, you want to be very careful. I'm not saying that you should never go for this boost here, but you want to be very, very careful, because if you're playing against a guy that's quicker and he realizes what you're doing, this should be a goal like a lot of the time. Because the ball's going off his backboard, and which means it's going to land right back in the middle. And if you go to this corner boost and it bounces back off and you can shoot it, you're going to be in major trouble, because look how open your net is. So if you're going to go for this boost, make sure you know that you can't shoot it, and make sure you keep your ball cam on here to see what he's going to do. So once again, you're not really patient enough. In ones, a lot of players will wait for you to make a play, but here, once again, you can slow it down. So at this point right here, he's kind of rolling towards you. He doesn't have a play on the net. Realistically, if you just sat here, he can't do anything. He's just driving straight at you. And so like say he wants to go 50 or whatever, he gets to your car, you can just single jump, and now you just 50 it. Whereas if you flip early, this guy's just going to 50 it and then potentially just score on you, which he does. I think an issue that a lot of players have is that they don't know like how to slow down. They just constantly want to go fast, and then it makes them turn away or something, or they want to flip into the ball all the time. And sometimes it's best to slow down and see what happens. So I notice, you know, one thing that makes a lot of players play slower is it kind of just, it's like hesitating or like, you know, they're ball watching. So right when he beats you here, as soon as you land, you know, you want to try to get boost. You don't want to just sit here. And there's situations where, you know, maybe you can stay here and try to keep pressure. But at this point, you just want to turn and grab boost. Just get there, get this boost. He's still on the wall. Then you can come back. So he does, so he does. And you'll be there a lot quicker than, you know, sitting here looking up at the ball and then turning. Alright, so this is good recognition, but once again, you just wanted to play way too fast here. So if you look at this guy, look, he hits it, he's instantly going to your corner. You see him going to your corner. So you can still just wait here. Just get a better angle. Wait. Then come in this way. And now you can play the ball towards this half, you know, while he's over here, rather than wanting to go really quickly and then just banging it. And you give him a free ball. This is kind of like what I was talking about. Maybe it was slightly too late. But you see, bam, right here, you slowed down. And earlier, you weren't really doing that. You're kind of just instantly turning away. Though at this point, I would say like right here, you kind of want to start slowing down a little bit. Because especially when you start playing faster players, you know, they may be able to get to this ball. So you don't want to just, you know, head with full force in this corner and then they play it out and then now you're turning out this way. And one's, you need to be really careful about the shots that you take. At this point right here, you don't want to go for a shot. This is like, you're going to get absolutely no power on this, considering especially how close he is as well. At this angle, it is almost always better to just keep it behind him, just play it behind him, rather than just try to take a shot here. Because if you play it behind him, you can still control it. If you hit this ball this way, he's gonna get no power and he can instantly just go for a counter attack. I think a lot of players, their goal is always just hit the ball in the net, hit the ball in the net, hit the ball in the net. Whereas sometimes it's actually better to control the ball, only, you know, play on the net when there's a good opportunity, rather than just forcing yourself to always want to hit the ball in the net. And you'll see like exactly happens. So once again, you're playing, and it looks like you're playing slow, but he's still playing a little too fast. Because if you look at this point right here, see how far he goes up on the ball? Like, just wait. See, he goes all the way in front of the ball, where the guy's, you know, kind of on the back side of the ball where you can 50 it behind him. You can just sit with this ball. You don't have to, you know this guy's low. You don't have to go so far up on it. Just get a 50 here. Because if you keep 50ing the ball, and, you know, this guy's low boost, you have the boost advantage, and you can just play it on his net. You know, you want to let him 50 it rather than, you know, you jumping and flipping first and then he can 50 it. So this touch right here, you didn't need to do that. So you know he's going back. You can just wait for this ball. Wait for this ball to come down. A lot of players just rush it and they don't realize, you know, even if, say, this ball comes down and he comes for 50, you can just 50 it. You know, he's the one coming in. He's the one playing aggressive. You can let him come to the ball and then you 50 it rather than, you know, trying to hit it out and then see if you can do something. Just let it come down. You don't need to hit it so hard. Just let it come down, take control of the ball. He's already flipping into his half. And he's going for like aerial plays, and, you know, had he let the ball just come down, he wouldn't be facing his half right now. Not really being able to do anything with it. Once again, there's no reason to jump for this. The ball's already coming to your half, and you see he's just slow flying in the air. Just let it come down. You control it, grab this, control it, and now you can play it into his half. You don't need to jump here. Because even if you say you did hit the ball, you jump up, you fly up, you hit it to the wall. Now you're landing with low boost, and all while that, this guy's landing and being able to recover and go back to his half. I actually like this play. So he fakes the touch. I don't know if he intentionally did this or not, but he's actually fine. He fakes the touch in the corner. This guy thinks he's going to the corner, and now he controls it this way. So you see a common thing with this guy. You know, he's been challenging the whole game. So just let him come to you. You challenge it, and then he's just going to throw himself at the ball, and then you can have an open net. You see this guy's challenging? Just jump up and 50 on this side of the ball. You can jump up and like fly to this side of the ball. You know, you can even not jump, or you can flip right into this. But you just want to counteract his flip. He's just jumping at the ball here for no reason all the time. So this is a situation where you want to go quicker. So right at this point, you see the ball's bouncing. You have 24 boost here. If you can even just double jump up there, fly up into double jump and let it hit off the roof, and just want to get it high over this guy. Even if it's not like a great touch and it goes all the way down there, even if it just like, say it comes up here, it just gives you time to land and then grab this, and now the ball's still coming down, and then you have time to play defensively. Also, once again, so look at his car, he's facing away from the net right now, and the only way this guy's going to score is if he somehow gets his car to come back around this way, and you'll see he does that, like, comes back around, and you ended up flipping, which completely, you know, kills your chance to save this. Just drive, so he does drive, and then now you're on the ground and you can 50 it, rather than trying to get here really quick, and then he just outplays you. So once again, look at his name tag. So at about this point right here, as soon as you're landing, you see his name tag. It hasn't gotten any bigger. So you just hit your brake, slow down. If you want, you can get around this ball, take it to this wall, or you take it towards his net if you want, see if you can do something with it. But you don't want to throw the ball at him. See, that was a good example of what I was talking about earlier. So yeah, maybe you could still travel a little bit slower, but you know, you're not really turning around too early. You're kind of getting there, and then he ends up, you know, he's like, I don't know if this guy's gonna challenge or not. Maybe you could have, you know, played this a teeny bit better, but still, he just kind of hits the ball away, and then now he's not doing anything, and you can stay on the ball. You're dribbling with your ball cam here, which I don't like. It's just making it awkward for you. You want to keep your card cam on when you're dribbling here. You definitely want to get the flick top left if you can. See how you didn't flip into this one? You could easily just flip into the ball right here, but you didn't. And he's awkward. Now you're just keeping control. You're staying on the ground. And now he's just driving away. Pick up pad. So at this point, you don't want to chase him. So you're already low boost. You see him driving away. And then you want to go for this. Grab this, grab this. If you can grab this, and then you turn away. And now you're like 60 boost. And then he kind of hits the ball to you, and it's an open net. Fortunately, you know, you do score, but you want to make sure you can keep like 60 there. Because say this guy, you know, say that guy doesn't hit the ball right to you, say he gets a decent air dribble, you have 60 boost rather than like 20, and then you're trying to get back to your net. Once again, you flip into the ball really early, and then he just delays you. And you're not really reading that he's getting there slow. Still at this point, you're not realizing that he's getting there way slower than you. Again, you don't read it. You're still not recognizing at this point. Good. Okay, so see the difference this time? So you see how, and you know, you're panicking a little more last time, so you kind of flipped to the front post, but look how you play this here. You're slowing down. You're not going too fast to this front post here. You're just kind of slowing down a little bit. You know, you're slowing down, then you're seeing, and then once he plays this way, then you boost into it. So it's a little better. So a lot of players, they get too fixated on boost. He's throwing himself. He's practically landing in your net, and you're on 87, and you're still worried about getting this big boost. And you don't need to worry about it, because look, you're waiting for this ball to come down. You're grabbing the boost, and then you're going. And now look at this guy. He's already getting back. Whereas if you just took the 87 boost that you have here and you just sped up, you just forgot about this corner boost because you don't need it right now, you just boost into this and you play it out this way, it's an open net. Once again, so you see, like, you go for an aerial play, and a really high risk reward, because now, look, you're landing awkward, you have a low boost, and this guy might be able to get to the ball quicker than you, and he should score. He does. At this point right here, you don't even need to take it to the air. Just kind of wait for him to come back down, then you can control it. And you have a free 1v1 play, but you're just kind of going to the air, and then, you know, you don't always get the greatest, you know, aerial play, and then you land weird, and then, you know, it makes it harder for you to actually rank up. Now, I will give you advice if you do want to go to there, because, you know, obviously you still need to learn how to do it properly. When you're, especially in ones like this, once you get this touch right here and you see this guy jumping, like at this point you should not be trying to get it over him. Your whole goal here should be getting the best 50 you possibly can, because at this point there's really no chance you're getting it over this guy. Maybe if he was like plat, you can score it over him and he'll just whiff, but you want to 50 this perfectly, because now when you get a bad 50 like that, it comes off his backboard, or even if it went to the corner and he beat you on the recovery, it's gonna be really bad. So if you're gonna be playing in the air in ones, you want to make sure that you're not like over committing with the play. Also, I will note, when you're up like this in ones, you shouldn't be going for risky plays, because you're just going to end up throwing the game. Again, you don't read it. He's been doing this kickoff too, and I don't even know if he's intentionally doing it at this point now, but his kickoff was clearly slower than you from the beginning. You know, this guy, it just keeps working out for him because you're not reading that he's getting there slower than you, and it should be a goal. Yeah. And what, that's probably a couple goals now where he's had defensive attack because you're just not reading his kickoff. Let's see if it happens again. Okay, this time you read it. That was good. See, this was not bad here. So you see this guy's, like, he's been challenging the whole game. Just grab this, get a good 50. And now it should be open. Fortunately, you don't get the best shot in time, but that could have been a goal. You played that almost, like, perfectly. If you just got a better shot, that would have been good. So this is kind of like I was talking about, too. You do it fine here, so you're slowing. You're seeing what he does. Slow, slow. You're still driving a little bit too fast at this point. Just keep slow. He's just jumping for everything. He's playing so aggressive. Just slow, slow, slow. And now you're more behind it this way, and then you can shoot it better, rather than being kind of like under it almost. Alright, so that's the end of the 1v1 replay analysis. I hope that helped you. Let me know if it helped you down below in the comments. Also, let me know what you want me to do next, like what replay review you want me to do. You know, whether it be 3s, 2s, 1s, and what rank you want me to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.